إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وبعد فإن خير الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. All praises is to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who has made it for every one of us to be in the mosque at this moment to remind ourselves of one of the important issues in Islam. Before this, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was reported in Sahih Muslim said, مَجْتَمَعَ قَوْمٌ فِي بَيْتٍ مِنْ بُيُوتِ اللَّهِ يَتْلُونَ كِتَابَ اللَّهِ وَيَتَدَارَسُونَهُ بَيْنَهُمْ إِلَّا نَزَلَتْ عَلَيْهِمْ السَّكِينَةُ وَغَشِيَتْهُمُ الرَّحْمَةُ وَحَفَّتْهُمُ الْمَلَائِكَةُ وَذَكَرَهُمُ اللَّهُ فِي مَنْ عِندَهُ. It said that a group of Muslims will not be in any one of the houses of Allah for reciting the Quran or for learning from the teachings of the Quran, except certain things will be for them. إِلَّا نَزَلَتْ عَلَيْهِمْ السَّكِينَةُ. The tranquility of Allah will be descended upon them. وَغَشِيَتْهُمْ الرَّحْمَةُ. The mercy of Allah will cover them. وَذَكَرَهُمُ اللَّهُ فِي مَنْ عِندَهُ. وَحَفَّتْهُمُ الْمَلَائِكَةُ. Then also the angels of Allah will guard them, will surround them. وَذَكَرَهُمُ اللَّهُ فِي مَنْ عِندَهُ. Then Allah will continue to remind them, plus those that He reminds always. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward us with this intention to be in the mosque for the purpose of learning or reminding ourselves of the teachings of Islam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward us abundantly. Today, inshallah, the topic that we want to take across to every one of us, it has to do, as we said, with the fundamental issues in Islam. Our last Ramadan lecture, we had a talk on the aspect of riba in business, the concept of riba as regards to the business transactions. What is the understanding of Islam about that? What are the things that constitute the riba in Islam? And what is the position of Islam in taking riba, in giving riba, and also in witnessing the riba transactions? Then what are the new faces that riba has not, or riba is not known with it among the mankind, which Islam, given to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, has come to give us the details of explanations of that, all in the name to run away from falling into riba, which is one of the grievous sins in Islam that attract the grievous punishment from Allah. So today's topic also is also a fundamental issue in Islam. In fact, It is so fundamental to the extent that many verses of the Quran talk about it. And also, there are numerous traditions of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has given us some in-depth knowledge on that. Then the scholars of Islam in their various groups also they wrote and they continue to write on this issue. It is so fundamental to the extent that it constitutes the basic living of every human being. And that is why that the scholars of Islam will never write any book on fiqh except this topic must be included. This topic, it must be included, because if it is not included, or if you are not learning about this topic, and one of the consequences is that it may prevent Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from accepting our major devotions, our salat, our zakat, our hajj, our umrah, and the rest like that. Another consequence is that if we don't have the proper knowledge of this topic, we may be running after what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has forbidden. And we know that whoever that gets close to what Allah has forbidden, there's nothing that will be the end cause of the person except the punishment from Allah. Also, if we don't have the knowledge of this topic, there won't be difference between a Muslim and someone who is not a Muslim. There will be difference between someone who relates with the Quran and someone who rejects the revelation. And also, if we don't have the knowledge of this, one may think that he is pious. He has gained the piety, not knowing that that person is far, far removed from the premises of piety of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because there are different schools of thoughts regarding the aspect that we want to talk about today. Some, they swallow everything. They swallow everything without any exception. They see everything being permissible. They see everything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has permitted them to do anything to involve in anything. That is the position of the extremism. This position, at the end of the day, we go a long way to deny some verses of the Quran, which will make, if any Muslim to find himself in this school of thought, that Muslim will not be a Muslim. The Shahadatani, his two testimonies have been invalidated. Another school of thought will see that no, let's divide it into two. When we divide it into two, then we take to one, where we make the other forbidden ourselves. This school of thought also, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has never revealed anything on that. In fact, Allah negates it. It's one of the things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala frowns at. But as a human thinking, human intellect, we have some people that reject this school of thought. They see that no, this set of creatures of Allah, we don't have anything to do with them. Rather, it is this one. Also, we have different schools of thought. So if a Muslim is not conscious of what Islam has brought and dictated regarding this topic, that Muslim will find himself in one way or the other in any one of these extreme schools of thought, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has never revealed anything of that. So we have to be very, very careful. And that's why we chose this topic. And that topic has to do with fiqh al-at'ima wal-ashriba fil Islam. Understanding the concept of eating and drinking in Islam. The concept of eating and drinking in Islam. What does Islam have as a package for that? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Quran chapter 3, Surah Al-Imran. Allah says, "In the Dina, in the Maya Islam." The only path, the only way, the only method, the only life activities that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has enjoyed on every human soul, from every human being, is Islam. So that shows that there is no any aspect of life. What Islam has brought as a package must stand different from what we have, from the schools of thought of which people, human beings like us, have succeeded in establishment. But we need to understand this. So what Islam has brought regarding the thinking of eating and drinking. Some may think that why do we need this topic? It is so necessary at this period where there are so many issues, nagging issues that are confronting the Muslim Ummah. Why do we need this? We need it because this topic constitutes what we call Islam. Without this topic, Islam is not perfect, it's not complete. Without it, in fact, Islam is not a way of life. So with this topic, Islam becomes a complete way of life. And when something is part of the components of the way of life, that means that thing needs to be discussed often and often. Because as a human being, we must eat, we must drink, we must eat, we must drink. And that is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not made the issue of eating and drinking to be, if you like. No, it is not if you like. Unlike the act of worship, unlike salat, unlike zakat. If you like, pray. If you like, don't pray. You will see your results. If you like, fast. If you like, don't fast. If you like, pay your zakat. If you like, don't pay your zakat. You will see your results. But the aspect of eating and drinking, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it to be a natural instinct to every human being. It is not if you like. It is not if you like, you drink. It is not if you like, you eat. You have to eat. You have to drink at a point in time. And that is why when you talk of eating and drinking, Islam divides it to be in three aspects. The first aspect, the aspect of the ruriyat. That is, it is necessary. Necessity we call for eating. Necessity we call for drinking. And if a person that calls himself a Muslim denies himself of this at this point in time, that person will become sinful. That person will become sinful in the sight of Allah. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you things that you need to eat of, you drink of. So why do you need to starve yourself? So when it becomes a necessity on you, then you have to eat. Then the second aspect is hajiyat. Hajiyat, it is an aspect where the taking of drink is not necessary, but it's something that to consolidate your way of living, your sustenance, your life. So at this angle also, when you are in need of it, you eat. If you don't eat, is there any punishment? No. No punishment. For instance, someone who is not hungry, if you are not hungry, it is not compulsory on you to eat. It is just an aspect of what? Haja. A need, human need. It is not of basic need. Just of, in order to consolidate, not the basic. So if you eat, it's best for you. If you don't eat, there's no punishment on you. Then the third aspect is the aspect of tahsiniyat. when it's just only to cap it all. It is not compulsory. And either you are not in need of it, just let me take something. Or when something that you want to eat is available, you know that you are hungry. There's bread, a loaf of bread. There's beans, cooked one that you can eat. And there's water for you to drink. Okay, tax not will fall under, okay, my boy, get me Fanta. If you don't have Fanta, bread and beans is only for you. So it's taxiness. So if you don't take it, if you don't take suffering, no punishment. If you take it, just for your own benefit. Your own benefit. So Islam has divided the aspect of eating and drinking in Islam to be of these three categories. We said in the beginning that regarding the aspect of eating and drinking, there are different schools of thought. Some people believe, from a long period, they believe that no, why won't you eat something? Why will something be forbidden on you? Everything is allowed. Everything is permissible for you to do. So nobody will say that, take this, don't take this. You are free. There's freedom in everything. After all, you own your money. After all, you use your money to get the food store. After all, you are the one that you plant all this. Why will someone say that you should not eat this, you should not eat that? To them, they believe that human being is free to eat anything he or she wishes. That's the school of thought. Subhanallah. They call them the generalists. The generalists believe that everything that comes on your way is eatable, is drinkable, nothing. Except you yourself you wish not to eat, or you wish not to drink. Another school of thought, we call them the specialists. Among them we have the vegetarianists. Those who believe that no, you don't eat flesh, but the vegetables. You see them, they eat flowers, they eat leaves. That's all. Or anything that has come as the outcome, the products of trees, like mango, like cashew, pawpaw, and the rest like that. They see that this is what you are permitted to eat. You are not permitted to take anything aside that. If you kill ram, to them is sinful. To them is wickedness. It's wickedness. In fact, some even believe that all these animals, they have the same features, the same characteristics as human beings. So why do we need to kill them? Why do we need to eat them? By the time you feel that you want to eat any animal, they will see you as someone who has become a cannibal, someone that eats human flesh. Then another school of thought. We have among them the professors. We have among them the doctors. We have among them those who had knowledge, the Western education. And they still perpetuate, they still promote this school of thought. Then we have another school of thought who believes that the aspect of food, the aspect of drinking should be a local aspect, not what should be general. That is, whatever in your own country, in your own area, in your own culture is eatable, is drinkable, that should be for your own locality alone. So anytime you travel to another locality, you don't have the right to eat of their own food items. So we have different schools of thought. And what Islam has brought is quite different from all this. And this is the reason why this topic is necessary. When you talk of al-ashrida, al-at'ima, in Islam, al-at'ima is Arabic word. It's in the plural form. The singular is ta'am. Ta'am with a-ta. Al-ain, al-alif, al-mim. Al-mim. Al-ta'am. Ta'am means ma yu'kal. Anything eatable. Anything eatable. Anything that Sharia has permitted us to eat. Though in Arabic, when the word ta'am is used, we translate it to the word food. So in Arabic also, in fact, specifically in Islam, the word ta'am is also used for what? For anything that can, even water is part of it. Water is part of it. You know, we believe that once we eat bread, beans, yam, and the rest like that, then we say that the person is eating. But someone that drinks, we don't describe the person as someone that eats. But Islamically, that person has been described as someone that eats. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah says that when one of the prophets of Allah tested his people, Prophet Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam, when he told them that you should drink just a handful of water, he said, فَمَنْ شَرِبَ مِنْهُ فَإِنَّهُ مِنِّي وَمَنْ لَمْ يَشْرَبْ فَإِنَّهُ لَيْسَ مِنِّي. Whoever that takes of it is part of him. وَمَنْ لَمْ يَتَعَمْهُ. Allah used the word وَمَنْ لَمْ يَتَعَمْهُ. Whoever that does not take it. And the what they want to take, they wanted to take is not food. What we call food is what? Is water. So in Sharia, water is also regarded as part of food. So if you say that I drank water, to mean that I ate food in Sharia, it goes. Or if you say that I will never, wallahi, I won't drink water. Wallahi, I won't eat food. If you swear that wallahi, by Allah, I will never take food today, that means you must not be seen taking water also. Because taking water is part of food in Islam. That's the essence. And this has been the gospel of Imam Malik rahimahullah. So what we are saying in essence that when we talk of al-at'imah, the word al-at'imah is Arabic word. The singular is ta'am. And ta'am means ma yu'kal. Ma yu'kal. Anything that a human being eats, anything a human being takes in as food is what we call ta'am. Then al-ashriba is the plural of sharab. Sharab is anything drinkable. As we said, the word drink is also regarded as food in Islam. But specifically, you can say that al-ashriba means anything drinkable. The drinks. كل ما يشربه الإنسان. Anything that a man or a person will drink is called sharab. Sharaban tahura. Sharaban tahura. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has revealed the send down from the sky. Clean water. Sharaban tahura. Drinkable and also pure. Now, the basis of drinking and eating in Islam, what Islam has brought as the ruling for the food that we eat, all foods and all drinks, is that al-aslu fil-at'ima wal-ashriba al-ibaha wal-tahara al-halal al-hil. The basis for all items of food and all items of drink is that al-halal is neat. They are all neat and also they are all eatable and drinkable. إِلَّا إِذَا جَاءَ الدَّلِيلُ بِالتَّحْرِيمِ. Except if you have the reference to say that this kind of food is haram, this kind of drink is haram. The basis of all kinds of food, all kinds of drink, is that it is halal. It is permissible. This will give us the knowledge that any kind of food, whether our local food or the foreign food, any kind of food is permissible in Sharia. For someone to say that this particular food is not permitted, is haram, then that person must proceed to provide the evidence. And the evidence must have two qualities. Number one, should be at-dalilu as-sahihu as-sarih. The evidence must be authentic. At-dalilu as-sahih. Then number two, at-dalilu as-sarih. And the evidence must establish directly that this particular food is what is haram. So if you don't have any reference in the Quran or in the Sunnah or from the companions of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or it has never been established by what we call al-ijma', the consensus of the scholars, or it has never been established by what we call al-qiyas, analogical deduction, the scholastic result, when we use what we call al-qiyas. So if any food has never been established out of these sources of Islamic constitution to be haram, then no one should address or should call a food or a drink as haram. All kinds of food is what? They are halal. Any aspect of food, they are halal. Whether it's German food, Russian food, Chinese food, Nigerian food, Portuguese food, Ghanaian food, American food, any aspect of food or any kind of food is halal. And it is wrong for someone to say that this food is haram, except the person provides evidence from the Quran or from the Sunnah or from the ijma' of the companions of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or from the qiyas, the sound analogical deduction. So if you don't have any reference to establish this, then we maintain the basis. And the basis has to be what? Has to do with what? Al-istishab. That is, we have to believe that yes, the food still remains halal. The food still remains halal. So we still have to believe that the food still remains halal. So it is wrong for someone to say that this food is haram. Don't say it is haram because you don't eat it. Don't say because you've never seen it in your life. And today will be the first time that you will come across this food. You say, no. This one cannot be halal. Lie, it's not possible. The food is what is halal. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran chapter 2, Allah says, هو الذي خلق لكم ما في الأرض جميعا ثم استوى إلى السماء فَسَوَّاهُنَّ سَبْعَ سَمَاوَاتٍ وَهُوَ بِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ عَلِيمٌ. Allah says in the Quran, هُوَ الَّذِي خَلَقَ لَكُم مَّا فِي الْأَرْضِ جَمِيعًا. It is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that has created for you مَا فِي الْأَرْضِ جَمِيعًا, all things on earth, all things on the surface of the earth. It is Allah that has created all this for you. All things, jami'an, all things. Just for you, for your own purpose, for your living. So it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that created all this for us. So if Allah should create all this for us and for our own benefit, why would someone stand to say that that thing is haram? It's not permissible to eat or to drink. So that verse establishes the basis of all things aside the worship, aside the act of worship. It is only the act of worship that we must not proceed to worship Allah in any form except with reference. So if there is no reference, we must not worship Allah. There should be a reference for us before we go ahead to worship Him with the way and the manner that He has described. But as regards the aspect of eating and drinking, no one should say that that drink is haram, that food is haram, until the person provides evidence, authentic and direct evidence of that. So if there is no any authentic and direct evidence, then that food, that item will still maintain its basis, which is halal, permissible, which is tahir or tahara, purity. It's pure for us to take it. Then we should know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran, Allah in Surah Al-An'am verse 145, Allah says that قُلْ لَا عَجْدُ فِي مَا أُوحِيَ إِلَيَّ مُحَرَّمًا. Allah says, O Muhammad, tell them that فِيمَا أُوحِيَ إِلَيَّ مُحَرَّمًا, that I have never found in the revelation that Allah has revealed to me what stands to be haram or permissible for them, prohibited upon them to take. عَلَى طَاعِمٍ يَطْعَمُهُ, of the food that someone will eat. I've never seen anything that Allah has prohibited. Allah has made unlawful of all the kinds of food that anyone can eat. إِلَّا أَن يَكُونَ مَيْتًا, except it has to be what? Mayta. What is mayta? Mayta is when a permissible animal, not all animals are permissible. We have permissible animals. Al-hayawanat al-mubaha. When any one of the permissible animals dies without the manner of sacrifice approved by Sharia, that's what we call mayta. Some people misunderstood the concept of mayta. They use the word for any dead, unsacrificed animal. That is wrong. It's wrong. Pig is not pig. Dead pig can never be described as what? Mayta. It's not mayta. Even if you slaughter it, bismillah, and with all things required, it is haram. So mayta is when a permissible animal dies without applying the Sharia method of sacrifice. Then we regard that animal, dead animal, as what? Mayta. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, tell them that Allah has never revealed anything prohibited on them of food or of drink. Except in this ayakuna mayta, it should be mayta, or sacrifice approved animal that dies. Aw dama masruha, or blood, gushing blood. The blood, whether the blood of human being is haram, whether it be the blood of animal. But what Allah is referring to here is not the blood of human being. The blood of human being has never been approved by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to stand as what? As food consumption, as what we eat. What Allah is referring to, it is the blood of the permissible animals. The blood of the permissible animal, like cow, like sheep, like goats, their blood, to collect their blood in a cup, to drink it is haram. Instead, drinking is also food in Islam. To drink it is haram. Or to make it, to leave it for some time, and after that we boil it. It should look like boiling egg. Before they used to use it in Yoruba land. We call it, you see, where they will gather the blood of the cow, and after that they boil it. When they boil it, it becomes sticky, becomes solid. Then after that they will cut it. They will cook it like that with soap, or they can even fry it with palm oil. Subhanallah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, no, of what he has revealed to be haram, aside the mayta, then it is daman masruha, Daman masfuha, that is the much blood, garden of blood. That is, this one exempted the little blood. When you slaughter a ram and you pieces the flesh, you still see the blood here and there. That blood is not haram, because there's nothing you can do. You can't use soap to wash the inner parts of the flesh of the animal that you slaughter. You can't do that. So it is part of the exemptions that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to us in order to remove the burden and to remove the difficulty. Our lahman khinzir, then what Allah has made forbidding is lama khinzir, pork, the flesh of pig, all classes of pig, all classes of pig, all kinds of pig, the educated pig, whether the pig is educated or is not educated. Because in modern world, we have educated animals. That is, when you talk to them, even if they cannot even respond verbally, they will respond with their actions. The educated pig, whether the pig is educated or the pig is Nigerian, is not educated, he has never gone to any school. Pig is pig, is haram. The flesh of the pig, anything from the pig is haram. Whether it's flesh, whether it's bone, whether it's hair, whether it's any aspect of it, any flesh, is haram. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَإِنَّهُ رِجْسٌ, because the flesh, the pork, the flesh of pig is rijsun. What is rijsun? Rijsun means impurity, impure. So that shows that pig is naturally impure. Pig is naturally, Allah created pig with that impurity, which there's nothing you can do to remove that impurity. Unlike some animals are created neat, are created pure, but what we call impurity can come to them. Impurity can come. We call it tari. Tari means just occasional. It's not natural. So once it has become the natural impurity, is totally and finally ruled as haram, except in the case of necessity, where you don't have something to eat at all, then you can eat it. We said that we have accidental impurity. An animal, a pure animal can become accidental in terms of impurity. For instance, you have a cock or a hen, and that cock or hen, you allow the cock to roam about, to move from anywhere to anywhere, or a cow or a ram to move anywhere, and this ram or this animal will now go to a place where there are impurities, where there are feeding materials, and this animal will not live on this. So once this animal has eaten much of these impurities, that animal will be called in Sharia as what? Jallala. Jallala. Jallala is a name used for any animal, any permissible animal that has eaten on the impurities. So this animal, we can still make the purification of it. We can still purify it. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has given us the method to do that. If it is a cow, you have to tie it down. You tie your cow down for a complete 40 days. Given it pure food. And after the 40 days, you can slaughter it then and you eat it. After the 40 days, you can sell it for those who want to buy it, for you to make use of the money. If it is hen, it has to be 7 days. It has to be 7 days. So if this is not done, this process of, we call it istihala, purification, returning this this creature to his normal stage, his normal position, purification. So if this process is not done, then we should know that the animals, that affected animal is haram. The eggs are haram. The milk is haram. Everything from that animal is haram for you to consume. But once you take on with this process, then everything comes to be positive again. This is what we call tathirul jallala, purifying the animal called jallala. We must understand it. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made us understand that pig is naturally impure. Pig is naturally filthy. There's no process. There's no process. You cannot remove that filthiness. You cannot remove that impurity in pig. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the same verse, our fiskon, this animal, the pork, is naturally impure. Our fiskon, then also it is a sin, it is a transgression for you when you eat what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made unlawful. Uhilla li ghayri Allahi bihi. Also what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made forbidden is what Allah has is what some people uhilla li ghayri Allahi bihi, what they feel that they slaughtered it not because of Allah, but they slaughtered it in order to make glorious of their idols, of anything. Any animal slaughtered for any occasion, any animal slaughtered for any gathering, any animal slaughtered for anything which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has never been approved, that the animal should be slaughtered for this, then that animal will be described that uhilla li ghayri Allahi bihi. The animal has been slaughtered in order to make proclamation, to proclaim not only the name of Allah, but the name of that thing that has made you to slaughter it. Examples of this is when some people, the non-Muslims, the Christians, the Al-Kitab, when they slaughter for Christmas, slaughtering for Christmas, a Muslim is not allowed to eat it. Why? Because uhilla li ghayri Allahi bihi, because the animal slaughtered for it is not slaughtered for Allah. Even they mention the name of Allah, because Allah has never approved that party, that celebration, that festivity from them. Then another example is when someone slaughters for Maulid Nabi. Tomorrow is our Maulid Nabi, they will slaughter. Whether we slaughter cow or slaughter ram. Why? Who asked you to make that sacrifice? Who asked you to make that slaughtering of this animal? Is it Allah? If it is Allah, where is the reference? When there is no reference, you should know that you slaughter this not because for the purpose of Allah, but for the purpose of what has made you to slaughter it, which is the celebration of Maulid Nabi. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَمَنْ قُرَّ غَيْرَ بَاغٍ وَلَا عَادٍ. Allah says, but whoever the qurra is infected, it has become necessary on you to eat, and we don't have something lawful to eat. The lawful animals, the lawful foods are not available for you. That is darar. And this is one of the general objectives of Islam. Islam has come to remove every difficulty. If at all, Islam will not remove everything, Islam will remove larger percentage of it. Islam will never leave mushaqqa, difficulty, hardship. Islam will never leave us in that condition. So if someone is in a situation where there is no lawful food for him to eat, except what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made forbidding, then فَمَنْ طُرَّ, and as if you are being pushed to the wall, you are in the case of necessity, الضَّرُورَ غَيْرَ بَاغٍ, not that you want to transgress the bound of Allah, the limit of Allah, وَلَا عَادٍ, or you want to just to fall into sin, to slip into sin. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَإِنَّ رَبَّكَ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. Your Lord, Allah, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, your Lord Allah is Ghafur, is oft forgiver, Rahim, the merciful. So this verse of Al-Quran explains that the basis of all food is halal. The basis of all drink is halal. But except what the revelation, you have to notice, the revelation must come to say that this food is haram. This food, this drink is haram. If there is no any revelation to have established the unlawfulness of a food, then you should know that that food is halal. You don't need to look for any afar. You don't need to meet any afar to explain this to you. That's the basis. According to the verse of the Quran, Baqarah, that we say that Allah says in the Quran, وَالَّذِي جَعَلَ لَكُم مَا فِي الْأَرْضِ جَمِيعًا. It is Allah that has created for you all things on earth. Allah has created all things. He is the creator of all things. And He created all these things for whom? For our own use, for our own purpose. So why would someone say that no, it is not for your purpose? It's not for your use, where there is no any reference to back it up. Then, this does not mean that the items that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in this verse, in Quran, Surah Al-An'am, verse 145, that's the only thing that Allah has prohibited. No. According to Al-Imam Malik rahimahullah, Abu Abdullah Anas bin Malik, or Malik bin Anas, they believe that this verse to him is a pillar. And it's only Imam Malik rahimahullah that has taken to this position, that this verse is a pillar to Imam Malik. It has become a pillar in essence that Imam Malik rahimahullah rahmatan wasi'ah stood by this reference, by this verse, as a pillar for any concept of food. To him, aside these things that Allah mentioned in the Quran, nothing is forbidden. Nothing. But the other scholars of Islam, they say that no, this verse is Makki. It's Makki. This verse is Makkiyah. Makkiyah verse is the verse that Allah revealed in Makkah. So we have some verses where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed in Medina, and we have some revelations that came through hadith, through sunnah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, because we believe that there is no difference between the revelation of the Quran and the revelation of the sunnah. The same person, or the same messenger of Allah, Jibreel alayhi salam, that brought Al-Quran, the verses of the Quran, the words of Al-Quran to Muhammad, is still the same messenger that brought the sunnah, the hadith. Allah says in the Quran, وَمَا يَنْتِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam will never say anything of his own self-interest, not his own self-deduction. It is what Allah will reveal to him. إِنْ وَإِلَى وَحْيٍ يُوحَىٰ. He will not say anything except to be from the revelation. So Quran and Sunnah, they go in line together. So if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala should reveal something in the Quran, and we have a revelation in the Sunnah to make it elaborate, to expand it, then we have to expand, we have to accept in totality the expansion of the Sunnah on that. If not, our Islam will not be complete. If not, our Islam will not be complete, will not be in line with what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has revealed to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So, by this, there are some things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made forbidden according to the Sunnah, and also according to the revelations of the Quran that came to meet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in the city of Medina. Then, also we should know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, aside those that He mentioned in Surah Al-An'am verse 145, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made us to understand that He has made love for us طيبات, clean things, pure materials, the food items that are pure. Allah says in the Quran, Surah Al-A'raf, verse 157, وَيُحِلُّ لَهُمْ طَيِّبَاتٍ وَيُحَرِّمُ عَلَيْهِمْ الْخَبَائِثَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has raised the messenger that will make for you, that will legislate for you. Tayyibat, the lawful things. This verse stands to give us a principle in the concept of eating and drinking in Islam, which says that al-aslu fil at'ima at-tayyibat. If you want to eat, if you want to drink, you look for tayyibat. Even if Allah does not mention that thing, that you should eat it, once that thing is lawful, is clean, tayyibat, is neat, then even those things that Allah asks you to eat, Allah has permitted us to eat, and He mentioned in the Quran or in the Sunnah, then we should know that they must be neat. They must be pure. Tayyibat, clean materials. Islam does not recognize dirtiness. Want to drink, want to eat mango, wash it. No, Daddy, don't mind them, Daddy. If Allah asks you, I will die. No, that is not Islam. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Inna Allah tayyib, wa la yakbal illa tayyiban. Allah is pure, Allah is neat, and Allah will never accept anything except that thing is pure. So we should know, this is another pillar. That number one, we should know that all things available, all things on earth, they are for us to eat and also to drink, except whatever we have reference in the Quran or in the Sunnah. If there is no reference, we must not make something unlawful on ourselves. Then number two, we should know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has permitted all things pure. All things pure. All things neat. If it's not neat, it is haram for you to eat it. Then also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Allah Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in a hadith that la darar wa la dirara. La darara. Darara means what? Hardship or harmness. To harm yourself. Harm. To inflict harm on yourself. La darara. Islam has never placed anything harmful on you to do. Wa la darara. And don't harm yourself. No harm, don't harm. If Islam has made it unlawful for you to harm yourself, then you yourself don't use your hand to take something that is harmful on you. Because Islam has not asked you to eat something harmful. Islam has never legislated any harmful food. So that shows that if any food, even if it's part of what Allah has permitted on you, like cow, al-an'am, like camel, and you have been told not to eat it, just for your own head, for your own purpose, for the benefit of yourself, then you have to run away from it. Don't say, but it is allowed now. Is there anything wrong with that? Quran even says, this is no, it's haram on you. Why? Because that thing has become harmful, and any harmful in Islam is haram. Any harmful food in Islam has condemned it on you. So it's the same thing we drink. And this is the reason why when we eat the lawful food, we must not eat to the level that we harm ourselves. We must not drink to the level that then we cannot control ourselves anymore. It affects our mentality. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said the best food for you is luqaymat, the mortars. Few mortars that you take. That in order to gain your strength. And he said that if at all you want to eat more than that, then you divide your stomach into three. The one for food, the one for drink, and the one for what? For convenient respiration. For you to respire, to breathe. Some people will eat. After eating, they will not be able to stand. They will be looking like someone that want to take paragraph. Subhanallah. Someone that want to take, photograph. Someone that is ready to take photo. Because they've eaten to the extent that La ilaha illallah. That is not the recommendation of Islam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, He has never put a body You have never put a burden on anyone. Why do you want to put a burden yourself then? When Allah has removed everybody. So if you want to eat, you eat to the best of your satisfaction. If you want to drink, the same method. But for you to now eat, to drink, to be, if you want to eat, if you can finish rice, a bag of rice, and then they will cook it for you. It is not a sin. It is not haram. Once rice is lawful in Islam. So there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong. Just ask them to cook. A big pot of rice, you finish it. 3 times of it, 10 times of it. No problem. It's also the blessings of Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, فَعَمَّ بِنِعْمَةِ رَبِّكَ فَحَدِّثْ. Don't say because you don't want people to see that you eat, you can finish 50 kilograms of rice. Then you will not be starving. You will be starving yourself. You will be suffering yourself. That is not what. It's a blessing that Allah has made out of the people in community. Only you can eat 50 bags of rice. It's a blessing and it's a glory to that community. Subhanallah. But if you know that taking one spoonful of rice, it will affect you, don't take it. That's the basis. That's the basis. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants for us something good. So any food that is harmful, any drink that is harmful, don't take it. Even if that item of food that you want to take is part of the lawful one. Unlawful one, you don't even take it at all. And this concept, some people do not understand it. When a doctor advises you, allergy, don't take this, don't take beans anymore. I can't do it with it now. Since I was born, I've been taking beans. In Islam, what your doctor has given you as advice, if that advice is sincere, then it has become what? It has become a law in Islam. You must not. And if you take beans, at the end of the day, you die. You will be counted as those who commit suicide. It's suicide. Why? Because you've taken what Allah has made unlawful on you. Unlawful on you. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam went to another locality and he was given certain food to eat. And one of them, they cooked for him lizard. He said, why? Is it haram? No. Just like in our area, we don't find in our area, we don't eat it in our area. If you are the person, you will eat it. That's how we do, every one of us. I will taste it. This Chinese food, I want to know how, at the end of the day, you take it, then you have a running stomach. There's a friend of mine who was coming from Sudan when he finished school in Sudan, Jamat al-Farqiyya, and he was given, he entered Qatari flights. You know, inside the Qatari, they will give them all sorts of drinks. So anything given to them, just be asking, where's my own? Where's my heart? Now, why are you asking for everything? Because I pay for everything. Why should I be asking for everything? At the end of the day, they serve them the last drink. It happened to be what? To be alcohol. And he drank it. He became intoxicated. What happened? I say there's a... So as a Muslim, we need to be conscious of that. We need. So it is not everything. That's what we call al-wara. And you see, wara, applying the method of wara or the principle of wara and zuhud is a fundamental principle when we are talking of any transaction or we are talking of the aspect of eating and drinking. Al-wara, al-zuhud. Al-zuhud means living what you know that if you take it, it doesn't add to your reward. Allah will not reward you if you take it. And if you don't take it, no punishment. If you take it, you don't have any bonus on the year after. So when you move yourself away from that, that's what you call what? As-zuhud. Simply known as asceticism. But wara means if you take it in this world, it will hurt, or it may not hurt to your sustenance. But the year after, it may hurt to your punishment. It may hurt your punishment. It can be a source of the reason for your punishment and your judgment. So that is why we need to apply al-wara. In most cases, when you are given a food to eat and you are afraid, my mind is not at rest with this. I don't know whether it is prepared Islamically. So if that food, at the end of the day, is prepared Islamically and you don't eat it, will Allah punish you for not eating it? No. Okay, if you eat it, at the end of the day, the food is not prepared Islamically, will Allah ask you? Yes. So in that angle, you exercise what we call al-wara, atawarruhu. You apply the principle of al-wara. It's a very big principle in this aspect, because it enters in so many aspects of food items, which inshallah, if time permits me, I will explain to that. But okay, let's continue. Or let's keep it in because of the time. When we talk of al-at'imah in Sharia, al-at'imah is divided into three. It has three divisions. It has to do with what? Al-dabahi, the slaughtered animals. It has to do with what? Al-aqiqah wal-adahi. Al-aqiqah, the naming ceremony, plus the al-adahi, the sacrificial animals for Eid al-Kabir. Then the third one is as-sayd, hunting. These are the three categories of al-at'imah. Now, under this category, there's one day, ad-dabahi, slaughtering. Any aquatic or any terrestrial animal that is permissible in Sharia to eat, you cannot eat it until that animal is slaughtered Islamically. And when we talk of slaughtering, there are rules and regulations. But generally, if the animal is slaughtered Islamically, it's allowed for you to eat it. But if the animal is slaughtered un-Islamically, what do? You don't eat it. No compromise. It's haram. Pig and cow, camel, sheep, ram, chicken, fowl, and the rest like that. Now, when we say that the chickens must be slaughtered Islamically before we eat them, it means that the person, the slaughterer, must be a Muslim. The slaughterer must be a Christian, or it could be a Jew. These are the three people accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala according to the Quran. Now, if you see an animal dead or slaughtered, and the person that slaughtered it is unknown, what is the ruling of that animal? Haram. It's unknown. So the same thing is applicable to the imported frozen chicken. The imported frozen chicken that we buy here and there in our markets, we don't know where they are being exported to this country. We don't know. Is it Russia? Is it? If we know, then we can relate with it. We will relate with the way we relate with individual. For instance, if this imported chicken is exported from Qatar, that is a Muslim country, so we give it the ruling of what? It is slaughtered by who? By the Muslim, which is halal. It is from Israel, it should be Jew, it's halal. America or Europe, Christian, is halal. But if it's exported from who? From Chile, from those who do not have acceptable religions by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they are not part of the Ahlul Kitab, then what do? And we know we must not eat it. Just like Babalawo Shango, idol worshippers in our land, if they slaughter any animal, that animal is haram. Now, but in case whereby we don't know where this animal is being exported, you don't know. You don't know. You will give it the ruling of you going to Obalende and you see a dead, slaughtered animal on the road. Can you eat it? You can't. It's the same thing. So you apply the principle of Al-Wara of day. So if you want to buy a frozen chicken, you ask, you check the container. From which country? If you know the country, then you give the country the befitting ruling. If you don't know, don't eat it. Don't eat it. Don't buy it. Except you want slaughtered in Nigeria. In Nigerian poultry. So if it's Nigeria, you don't need to ask. You don't need to ask because majority of the people in Nigeria, they are old. Either Muslims or Christians. The idol worshippers, their percentage is very, very low. So in Islam, we have what we call al-hukm al-ghalib. Al-hukm al-ghalib, the majority, we overrule. So we need to apply the principle of what? Al-wara, when we are dealing with food or drink consumptions. So Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us the opportunity to eat all kinds of food and to drink all kinds of drink, except the one that there is a reference or the one that is not pure, or the one that will harm our body, our life. We must not get to that. We must not eat it. We must not take it. It is haram. Then also we should understand that what type of things that we can eat, the things that we can eat are in different divisions. One, we have al-hayawanat, the animals. Then two, we have al-hubub, that is an-nabatat, the vegetables. Then we have al-jamadat, the dry materials. They are dry, you can eat them. Then the ruling of al-hayanat, there are two types of hayanat, animals that we can eat. One, they call it aquatic animals. Al-hayanat al-barriya, al-hayanat al-bahariya, al-hayanat al-bahariya, the aquatic animals. We Muslims, we are so fortunate, wallahi, that we find ourselves in this religion. Islam is the perfect way of life. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has removed everybody. When you talk of the seafood that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has permitted, it is only Him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that knows how many seafood that He has created. Those who deal with seafood, they said they can give the total number of around 4 million species. More than 4 million species in the sea. If I ask you how many fish do you know, you can't mention 20. So why are we saying that population is affecting us? It's not population, it's negligence and laxity. That is it. If we can have more than 4 million species, subhanallah, in the water. Then, what is Islamic ruling on the seafood? You don't need to bother yourself on knowing all the names. Once that creature lives in the water, you don't need to be, what do they call it? Don't need to be don't be a specialist in that. From where? From Okun, from ocean. Bismillah. You apply the Islamic ruling. What Islam has said. Islam has made every seafood halal. All kinds of seafood halal. Halal. Any animal that lives inside the water is halal. Even if that animal looks like me. What some people will call what? Mami water. Whether it's mami water or Oku water, it's halal. In fact, it's halal. It is halal to the extent that not taking it is in a living position. It's dead seafood is also halal. That means we are not required to slaughter any seafood. Don't buy what do you call it? Tilapia fish and you say Bismillah Allah Akbar. This is bid'ah, it's innovation, this is extremism. There's no reference like that in Sharia. I don't buy Titus and say Bismillah Allah Akbar. No, there's one man, somebody told me about a man, an old man in Lagos Island. To him, he believed that yes, you must slaughter the seafood. And I asked the person that told me that, why can't you ask him that the fried, the smoked fish, is it halal or haram? The man said, that man always buys it and eats it. Why? It should be haram now, because those who smoke it, they didn't mention the name of Allah. So that will be stupidity in Islam and extremism. So any type of seafood is halal. Is halal. In fact, if you are on the sea and you come across a floating dead fish, take it and eat it. If you don't want to eat it, it is what? It is personal. Allah has not made it to be haram. That's the basis. We said it at anyone. Because when you open in social media, different pictures you see, that you see there's one fish that number of observed salats. They will picture some fish as if that fish is paying the tax. That's not our problem. Seafood, Bismillah, this is. Then, number 2, we have the terrestrial animals, al-hayawanat, al-barriya, al-hayawanat, al-barriya, the animals that live on the surface. The animal that lives on the surface. What's the ruling? Where Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Kullu dhinabin min as-siba' wa haram. Any surface animal, any animal that lives in the bush, on the surface of the earth, that has that canine, that teeth, to make that animal carnivorous, that is, to hunt other animal, then that animal is what? Is haram. Why? Because so that we Muslims, that's some ta'lilat, some analysis of some scholars, not that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam explained the reason, but some scholars explain that so that we Muslims do not become one day cannibals. But look at it very well. Any person that loves to eat lion, go look at this person. That person is so wicked. So wicked like lion. Somebody that loves to drink blood of animal, to him, to drink the blood of a human being, will be easy. And this is why Islam has prohibited it. So any animal on the surface, the one we call the terrestrial animals, all of them, they are permissible except one. Those that have the canine, they have the teeth that they use to kill, to slaughter, to hunter another animal for their livelihood, for their sustenance. Example of this: tiger, lion. There is number 2, any terrestrial animal that there is a reference, there is a direct reference in the Quran or in the Sunnah to say that this animal is haram, then that animal must be what? Haram. Like pig. Pig is haram. Why? Because there is a reference. Also, what is also haram is what we call al-humru al-ahliyah. Al-humru al-ahliyah. The donkeys that the domestic donkeys. Donkeys that would leave the road. When I went to Sokoto in 2001, that was my first time I would see donkey. Alhamdulillah. Those donkeys that live with you, domestic donkeys, they are forbidden. They are forbidden. Why? Because we don't know. Because Islam said haram. But al-humru al-wahshiyah, the wild donkeys. The wild donkeys. Some scholars explain the wild donkeys to be what? Zebras. Some said no, it's not zebra. It's another donkey. They don't live with the people. They live in the bush. So they are what? They are halal. They are halal. Then, aside these two, we said that the animals, that there is a reference in the Quran and the Sunnah to have established its unlawfulness, then that animal is haram. Then the animal that has what? The canine. You don't need to look for the names. No. Once that animal has this identity, it's haram. Then number 3, the animals that are disliked or detested in your localities, and it has become part of your culture, you have been naturalized with it, then Islam welcomes that. And that is the reference of what we have, the hadith of Anas that we quoted in Sahih Bukhari, that Muhammad Islam went to a locality and he was served a lizard, a pale lizard to eat. He said no. Because this ما استثبته العرب أو ما استثبته الطعام المستثبت, the tested food. So if you know that, don't eat it, because if you eat it, you may vomit. It may affect you. It may affect you. Then, so this is part of the rulings guiding the terrestrial animals. Then we have the Akuyur, the birds. The birds. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam explained, وَكُلُّ ذِي مَخْلَبٍ مِنَ الطَّيْرِ فَهُوَ حَرَامٌ. Any bird that has claw, the fingernails, the nails, the long nails called claws, that this animal uses this claw to enter, or that pig, that animal, that bird must not be eaten. We have vulture. Vulture. It is haram for us to eat it. Why? Because there is the reference on that. What of egg? What of cock? hen and cock, they have the same, but they are not using it for hunting. And that is why by the time you give cock or hen, you give it maize, they will like it, they will eat it. That's their food. But have you ever seen a cock running after another cock or another animal, trying to kill that animal with his beak? No, it's not. So that means cock or hen is not a carnivorous animal. So any bird that uses his claw or his beak to kill another animal for its own sustenance, then that bird is haram for us to eat it. These are the general principles that we have. But we still have some animals. Those animals, they posted to the scholars the point of arguments, to the extent that some scholars, the scholars of Islam divided into two. We call them al-hayawanat al-bahmaiya, al-hayawanat al-bahmaiya. These animals, they live in the water and also they live on the surface of the earth. What do we do with them? Some scholars will say that let's give them the ruling, because we know that the seafood is generally permissible and the terrestrial food is permissible with conditions. Why can't we apply the principle, the ruling of terrestrial animal to this? Just let's relate it with that. It's unlawful. That's the position of some scholars. They will say that any amphibian animal is what? Is unlawful. That's one plan to some scholars. Some scholars will say that no, it's not. Let's leave it, because Allah says in the Quran, وَالَّذِي خَلَقَ لَكُم جَمِيعًا is Allah that has created for you all things on earth for your own purpose. Why do we say that this one is haram when we don't have reference? So let's apply this verse. Those scholars, to them, they will see the amphibian animals as permissible. But the best position, wallah alam, is that we use the principle of the third group of scholars who believe that we look at this animal. Look at this animal. Where this animal spends most of his life. If this particular animal spends most of his life in the water, then you give it the ruling of what? Of the seafood. But if this animal spends most of his life on earth, it should be terrestrial. And that's the best position. Wallah alam. That's the best position. So by this, we give examples of alligator. No alligator. Sometimes they live in the water, in the swamp area. Sometimes they live on the terrestrial. So can we take alligator outside the water, and that alligator will still be for some hours? Because you cannot do the same thing with fish. By the time you take fish out of the water, for some moment it will die. So if we can do the same thing with alligator, that means we apply the ruling of aquatic. That is, if alligator is taken out of the water and for some moment, some hours, it dies, then that means the alligator should be given the same ruling of what? Of aquatic. That is, if you like, don't slaughter it. In fact, you don't even slaughter. Slaughter is even bigger. Slaughter is even what? Is bigger. The life and death is halal. Cut the leg, eat some part of it. It's good. Tomorrow, you cut the hand. Next tomorrow, you cut small. No problem with that. That's how we relate with the seafood. Unlike this the terrestrial, you have to slaughter it. So if eventually we discover that alligator is given the ruling of what? Terrestrial, then you have to slaughter it. The same thing goes with crocodile. Crocodile, you look at where he spent most of his life. The same thing with what? Halzun, snail. Some scholars said Halzun is haram. If you go through the Islamic books or fiqh, you hear some scholars do that. They give rulings. It's haram. So then, they say that is what? Is terrestrial. And it's not easy for people to do what? To slaughter. And then, so that means what? It's haram. Some will say, no, it's halal. Why is it halal? It's because the snail lives in the water. But when you go to the market, you will see snails. You will see snails outside the water. When they put snails, you pack it. Maybe in a basket for sale. That means snail is not aquatic. Rather, snail is what? Terrestrial. It's not even amphibian. Because snail can stay outside the water, just like a terrestrial animal. So in that case, the best position is that if you want to eat snail, you have to slaughter it. You have to slaughter the snail. How? Inshallah, we are coming to the case of slaughtering if there's time. If there's time, this is 618. But generally, these are the basic principles guiding the animals. Then we have the al-hubub and nabatat, the vegetables. They said, the scientists said that they have more than 40 million species of vegetables. And there is no any vegetable that Allah has made haram. Allahu Akbar. That's why in Yoruba we have ewedu, efo shoko, efo tete, ebolo, ewuro, gure. I know in the north, they have more knowledge, but the Igbos, they are the best. They are the best. They are very good in food. Just pray Allah should give them Islam. So that is Nigeria. But by the time you leave this country, you go to other countries, you hear some other vegetables. Subhanallah. It's only Allah that knows how many. They are only saying that this is just 40 million. Just human intellect. What Allah said is only Allah that knows. So all these they are allowed for us. But don't forget that Islam has one principle. That anything that you eat that will harm you, you must not eat it. In Yoruba land, we all agree that yes, ewedu goes. Efo shoko, efo tete, ebulu, efo yan, efo this, they go. There are some leaves that we don't eat in Yoruba land. We don't eat them because we see them that they are harmful. Efo eleven, you can't eat it. Vegetable with thorns. How do you eat it? You can't eat it. They can't use that. There's one particular leaf that they use to rub slaves. You can't eat it. You can't cook it. You can't eat it. So you don't say, since there's no any reference in the Quran that it's haram, there's no any hadith. So let me go put your. If you cook it and you eat it and you have stomach pain, and at the end of the person dies, that person will be punished by Allah. Because Allah subhanahu, don't expect Allah to mention all the names of leaves in your locality in the Quran. What we have in the Quran is that don't harm yourself. Don't harm yourself. Don't kill yourself. Don't lay your hand to what will be a source of your death. So we have leaves, uncountable. Then vegetables. And this we also have the shrubs, things that we bring up from the ground. Subhanallah. We uproot like yam, like cassava. All these they are mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They are benefits for the sustenance of human beings. Then we also have al-jamadat. like trees. If you want to, no problem, you can cut tree and eat it. No problem. You can eat it. It is not haram. But it is not haram if that thing will not harm you. If that thing will harm you, it is haram. It is haram. So these are the general rulings guiding the three aspects of food that we have in Islam. The same thing we drink. We drink anything drinkable that is pure, except what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made haram. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made haram certain drink that will affect our health, or that will affect our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Alcohol. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Kullu muskirin haram. Anything that intoxicates is haram. So your people may call it different names. Sometimes we may, if you, that date, the video, if you put it in a bucket and you pour water there, for some hours or some days, the video will become what? Intoxicant. It will become haram. They will say, this is the video now. This is the Ajwa now. The person now encourage that we should eat 7 in the morning. So once it becomes intoxicant, it is haram on you. It is haram. Then al-khamru. That's what's called al-khamru. Prophet Muhammad, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِنَّمَا يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا إِنَّمَا الْخَمْرُ al-khamru. Khamru is what? Khamru is not what has name of beer, what has name of Buddha or beer. We don't deal with name when we want to relate with the khamru. It's not name. It's not name. Because they may call it good name. They may not even call it alcohol. They may call it beautiful name. Whereas it is haram. So the principle is that any drink that intoxicates, is haram. And there are 2 forms of it. Number 1, what is naturally intoxicated. It's naturally intoxicated because they brew it. They brew it. So once that thing has become intoxicant, then it is haram for us to eat it. Then, number 2, what is not intoxicant? But for your own case as a person, for your own health, for your health-wise, it becomes intoxicant on you, according to the opinion of your doctor, then it is haram for you. For instance, some people cannot take Coke. Coca-Cola is not intoxicant, but some people have been banned from drinking Coca-Cola, according to the recommendation from their doctors. So those say, no, Coca-Cola is not like Buddha now. It's not. What Buddha will give those that will drink it is the same thing what Coca-Cola will give you. So in that case, Coca-Cola will be haram for you. Plus, generally accepting that Buddha is haram. Why? Because it's intoxicant. You must understand that angle. You must understand it. Because anything that will be a source of harm to you, then you have to run away from it. If you take Fanta, will make you see your dad, you think that your dad is your boy, and you like to slap your boy, then the same thing that Buddha, Ogogoro, because it's the same thing Coca-Cola will give it to you. I have some people like that. The same thing goes with coffee. Some people that have been banned from drinking coffee, they say, I know that it's not haram now. In fact, I read people number way of Ibn Qayyim at Jaziyah. Did Ibn Qayyim tell you that he's a doctor? He was a doctor. Why not using Ibn Qayyim as a yastik? Say, Ibn Qayyim described coffee to the extent that, in fact, if you don't drink coffee for a day, your mentality will not be sharp. Is Ibn Qayyim your prophet? Or your Quran? Or your hadith? Is Ibn Qayyim was talking out of experience. And Ibn Qayyim, rahimahullah, quoted some unbelievers. in his book, At-Tibb al-Nabawi, and some books that he wrote about medicine. And some people have labeled his effort to be Tibb al-Nabawi. What is Tibb al-Nabawi? There is no any Tibb al-Nabawi. No Tibb al-Nabawi, no prophetic medicine. You can have prophetic recommendations. What Muhammad recommends. He recommended so many things, like dates, like Hamzah, and the rest like that. But by the time you want to use it, your own prescription can never be Tibb al-Nabawi. Because nowadays we have some people that they've taken that as a means of livelihood, condemning conventional medicine, condemning traditional medicine. They call it what? Al-Ilaj al-Badi. Al-Ilaj al-Badi. The better medicine. Where is that? See, because you know how to use Abadu Sada and the video. That means you become a doctor? No. This is wrong. If you say that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam encouraged taking of dates, taking of Habatu Sada, has he ever told you sallallahu alaihi wasallam that Habatu Sada kills diabetes? That you will now be telling people that come, I will use Habatu Sada to cure diabetes. Then if that's how you want to cure diabetes with Habatu Sada, how do you use it? Your prescription or the way to use it is not prophetic medicine. It's your own. It's your own. And why do you need to attach it with prophets? Whereas the field for medicine is open. The scholars they agree that al-asl fil ilaj at-tajriba. That's the principle. That the basis for medicine is experience. It's not revolution. Why are you not attaching it to prophetic medicine? Why? You don't say prophetic medicine. We don't have prophetic medicine. We have Abatu Sada. Muhammad Sallallahu recommended Abatu Sada and the rest like that. But the way and the manner that you want to use it is your own experience. And experience is there. An experience is termed to be what? To be positive or negative. What you use for some people may not work for some people. So by the time you apply that, you tell them that this is experience, is not revelation. So at the end of the day, if that proves negative, they will not condemn Islam. But by the time you tell them that, President said that before you sleep in the morning, take Abatu Sada, 1 teaspoon, 3 times. If you take it 3 times, in fact, nothing will happen to you. That your Allah, your dream will go away. At the end of the day, the person takes it, the dream becomes worse. That person will not belie you. The person will belie the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam never lied. So what we are saying in essence is that the medicine, once your doctors have recommended that you must do away with certain kinds of food, you have to do away with them. You have to do away with them. This is what we have in Sharia. Because if you don't do away with them and you take a kind of food or a kind of drink, at the end of the day that thing leads to your death or leads to any injury in your body, you will be called to give account to that by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then at-dhabiha, at-dhabhu, slaughtering in Islam. Slaughtering has 3 conditions. Number 1, ahliyatu al-mudhakki. The slaughterer must be recommended by reference. And we don't have anyone that should be the slaughterer for any animal that you want to eat than these 3 set of people. Muslim, Nasrani, Christian, then Yahudi, the Jew. To the Muslims is no argument. To the Jews and the Christians, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in chapter 5 of Ma'idah, Allah says, He has made love for you. وَطُعَامُ الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْكِتَابَ حِلٌّ لَكُمْ وَطُعَامُكُمْ حِلٌّ لَكُمْ. The food not the food per se, the slaughter, animals of those given the scriptures, the Jews and the Christians, are lawful for you. Because you don't need to ask the prophets that, are we allowed to eat watermelon brought from Israel? Israeli watermelon. That is what Allah is referring to today. Or American rice. That's what Allah is referring to. Allah calls it Tohanu. Tohanu there means, according to the expression of Abdullah ibn Abbas, it means what? Slaughtered animal. And it is not general slaughtered animal. It is the approved slaughtered animal. Because some people, they misunderstood. They said that any animal slaughtered by the non-Muslim, by the Jews and the Christians, is halal for us. And we know that the Jews and Christians, they eat, especially the Christians, they eat pork, they eat pig. So if a Christian slaughters pig, is it halal for you? No, it's haram. So the approved animals, al-an'am, and other animals that Allah has approved. So the Christians, the Jews, the Muslims, they are the ones that we must slaughter. Then, number 2, at-tasmiyah, saying of Bismillah. Saying of Bismillah. If the mention of the names of Allah, Allah says in the Quran, وَلَا تَأْكُلُوا مِمَّا لَمْ يُذْكَرْ اسْمُ اللَّهِ عَلَيْهِ فَإِنَّهُ فُسْقٌ. Don't eat what in the name of Allah has not been mentioned. So the Muslim, we mention Allah's name. We have the reference that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Sahih Bukhari, Sahih Muslim, it will say Bismillah, Wallahu Akbar. The scholars agree that the condition here is at-tasmiyah, Bismillah. Wallahu Akbar is mustahab, is sunnah. So if one does not say Allah Akbar, say Bismillah, it goes. It goes. Then if a Christian will say in the name of God, it goes. The Jews, in the name of Yahweh, it goes. The name of Allah must be mentioned on the animal they first slaughtered. Then we are not challenged by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be making inquiry. Alaji, did you mention last name? Don't say that. Except if you have doubt, utmost doubt, doubtfulness. There is utmost doubtfulness in you. But for you to not be asking anybody that slaughters, did you mention last name? Did you mention last name? You can't live in this world. You won't eat any food. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it silent like that. One is a Christian, one is a Muslim, one is a Jew. Any animal, any approved animal that the person slaughtered is halal for you. Except the person says, no, I forgot. Or I won't mention Allah's name. And that's another case. So Allah's name must be mentioned. Then is it necessary that it has to be Bismillah? If we say Bismillah Rahman, Bismillah Qudus, Bismillah Salam, does it go? The best opinion among the scholars is that it goes. Because all these are part of the names of Allah. Except if the person in his heart, the name that he uses is not for Allah. Like some, the Jews and the Christians, they have trick like Shiites. You have plot. He is referring to the word salam to him is not Allah. Is Jesus. We now say, Bismillah salam. Ask him, come. Which salam are you referring to? By your salam, which one? If you cannot mention Allah, which one are you referring to? Is Jesus. That animal is what? Is Allah. It's haram for you. But if he says that no, it is still the same Allah that I use the name for. So the animal is not. Then, in case if someone forgets the mentioning of the names of Allah, what should be the result? Majority of the scholars, they have the opinion that if one forgets to mention the names of Allah, the animal is still lawful. It's still lawful. That you want to eat it, you say Bismillah. But what they've said, they have no reference. It's only one hadith that they back it for. In Sahih Bukhari, that Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha said that some people came to meet him to ask that إِنَّ نَحْنُ أَعْدُ بِالْجَاهِلِيَّةِ أو بِالْإِسْلَامِ. We just accepted Islam. And sometimes some of us, they will give us animal, that the names of Allah were not mentioned. At the point of slaughtering, do we eat it? He said, you say Bismillah and you eat it. So you can't use this reference as an evidence to justify that names of Allah, if one forgets to mention the names of Allah, so the animal is still lawful. When we have the Quranic verse that Allah says, وَلَا تَأْكُلُوا, don't eat مِمَّا لَمْ يُذْكَرْ اسْمُ اللَّهِ عَلَيْهِ, of what names of Allah have not been mentioned. فَإِنَّهُ فِسْقٌ, because it is what? It is a sin. It is gratuitous. So if someone forgets to mention the names of Allah, and he remembers when the soul has, when the animal has died, then that person should do what? To know that yes, Allah subhanahu should seek Allah's forgiveness, and then the person should not eat the animal. If it's cow, you can sell it out. You can sell it out, but you cannot eat it. But if one goes with the opinion of the majority, the person can still eat it, which I don't subscribe to that. Then also, we should know that at the point of slaughtering, we should allow much blood to come out. Much blood to come out. If you slaughter an animal and much blood of it is still inside, just very small amount of it comes out, then that animal is unlawful because the blood is haram, according to the reference that we brought before. There's one something Nisa. Allah says, dam. It's forbidden on you a dam. So the blood is haram. So you must not eat that animal that someone slaughtered and much blood of it is still inside. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Ma anhar dam, wa samma ismullah alayhi fakul." What is slaughtered and the name of Allah is mentioned and much blood gushes out, then fakul, eat it. Eat it. And this is the reason why we don't eat mutaraddiyah, why we don't eat al-nati'ah, why we don't eat al-mawkudah, why we don't eat al-maytah. Because all these animals, they are permissible, but the manner of which they died made them to be haram. And one of those things that is common to them is presence of the blood in their body. Al-nati'ah, two animals that they eat themselves to death. To death. The blood is still inside. Al-mawkudah, animal that we throw from a long distance, or we eat the head on the wall, much of the blood will still be inside. Then, which one? Al-mutaraddiyah, animal that eats as the animal is moving, it falls into a big hole, a pitch. That animal, if it dies like that, you cannot eat it. You cannot eat it. So all this they have here as the references in the Islamic etiquette of eating and drinking, the food or something. So the blood must come out. And we noticed something in Lagos State that I don't know if this is your area, but I researched 10 years ago that the gold that they sell in our market, where we buy around, they are not sacrificed, they are not slaughtered in the way and manner that Islam has prescribed. They were slaughtered in a way that at the end of the day, it will be unlawful for you as a Muslim to eat it. They will take a rod, iron rod. They put that iron rod into fire. When it becomes red, they put it they use it to choke the neck of the living goats. That animal will suffer, and very little of blood will come out. So when it dies, then the next thing, they burn it. When they burn it, they take knife just to cut the neck. They will now use blood, the inside blood, to rub it, to clean the place. They clean the place with the blood. Subhanallah. So we tried, we met the shaman. He said, Afa, there's nothing we can do. That's how we normally, and that's why we continue to do. The person was a Muslim then. And areas that I've been going around to, I discovered that the same thing is applied with the slaughtering of the goats. So we have to be very careful. I don't know of your area here. As I said earlier on that if you are in doubt, we apply the principle of what? Atawarru. You leave it. If you are in doubt, you leave it. Because if eventually it becomes haram, Allah will ask you. But if it really becomes halal, Allah will not punish you of not eating it. But it shows that we Muslims, we still have a long way to go. Subhanallah. Why did they do that? We asked them. They said that it will make the flesh big to become the flesh will be bigger than the normal size of that ram, of that goat. La ilaha illallah. For your own benefit, you affect the religious way of the people, of the Muslims. And unfortunately, those who are doing this, they are Muslims. And that's why we normally talk about the issue of Aqidah. If the Aqidah is not solid, I'm telling you, nothing will be perfect. So that's the area of slaughtering. So you can eat any animal slaughtered by the Muslim, by the Christian, by the Jew. And the same thing, if you go to visit a Muslim or a Christian or a Jew, and you are served a food that has a meat, a flesh, you don't need to ask. Except if that day that you visit him has to be one of the unapproved occasional days. If it is occasional days, the approved ones, like naming, like wedding, you don't need to ask. Paul, how's the wedding? Congratulations. The ram that you gave me, did you mention the name of Allah? Did you mention the name of Jesus? That is innovation in Islam. You don't need to do that. But Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Jews will give it to him, the Christians will give it to him, they will present it to him, the animal slaughtered by them, and he will not ask. He will not ask. But the one slaughtered during the period of Nehru's is the New Year celebration by the Jews. The companions will never collect it. We never collect it. And that is why we need to stand firm. Most of us that we are in working places, we will be presented with gifts in December. Don't collect it. Even if that gift is not even is not meat, is not this. If it is by rule, don't collect it. Because at least it shows the level of consent to that Christmas, to that New Year, to that Good Friday, to that Easter Monday, which we know that all this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never revealed anything on that. Then, what I will use to take to cap it off is the issue of hunting. I'm just summarizing it. Slave. Now, the issue of slave, I have discussed it that the scholars have different opinions. That's what we call al-zul. Some scholars say it is haram. Why? Because they believe that it is terrestrial and there's no way you can slaughter it. Some scholars say it is aquatic. You can eat it like that. But you can see that snail, if snails should live in the swamp area, in the cold area, snail is terrestrial, not aquatic. It's not even amphibian also. How do we do it? When you buy snail, you have to slaughter it. and you slaughter it in a way that will be convenient for you, not direct. You know, those who, when you go to market to buy slave, they don't slaughter it, they will remove the shell. Removing the shell does not mean that that slave is dead. So you still need to do what? Whether you take your knife to cut into two, or you cut into two, cut another into two. Bismillah, don't forget to say Bismillah. That's why, and that's the best opinion, because snails live on egg, on the surface of the egg, for days. So that means snail will be treated as what? As a goat. That's the best opinion. Now the issue of hunting, Islam supports hunting. In fact, hunting can be one's job, job opportunity, what you use to earn your living. But there are rules and regulations. We have instruments to use. Then the Saeed is someone that wants to use the instruments. There are two forms to it. One, a person or an animal. The instrument to use could be animal too. Could be dog. You can use dog. Allah says in the Quran. Al-Jawarih al-Mukallabin, the educated dog. Any animal you want to use, if it's dog, we use bird, like sparrow, or big bird that they have, what do you call it? They have beak that they use to hunt. It's not only dog, as we have it in Yoruba land, in some other cultures in Yoruba. You can use bird. In some Arab world, they don't use dog. They use big birds that have beak. They can kill. So that animal, that instrument that you want to use must be educated. If it is dog or a bird, then it must be educated. Then the education goes in line that if you tell the dog to go, it will go. Don't go. Go, it will go. Don't go, it will not go. That is it. This is what Islam has brought. So someone will not tell us that there are some dogs that they educated. Sit down. That one is the minor thing. We take dogs to the bush for hunting according to Islamic education, Islamic knowledge. So if you tell the dog to go, if you say go, don't say go first. You say Bismillah. You mention the name of Allah on that dog. That dog represents the knife as if you want to slaughter Ilayara. Bingo. Bismillah wallahu akbar. Go. And it will go. Since it's an educated dog, that dog will go there. The dog will kill the animal. Then to bring the animal to you. That's the first step. Then the second step, if that dog kills the animal in a way that the blood comes out, the dog pierces the body, the head, the hands separately. You don't need to bother yourself. If the dog brings back the hunted animal dead, once you mention the name of Allah or the dog, that animal is halal for you. But if the dog brings the hunted animal with the level of piercing, the animal is still breathing, then that dog brings the animal for you to slaughter. You have to slaughter. If you don't slaughter and the animal dies after that, now it is not the dog that kills the animal. It will become what? Haram. It will become maita. So if your dog brings the animal for you live, you have to slaughter. So it is still the same thing when you use trap. When you use trap, the iron trap, to catch animal. As the time that you are making the process, you say Bismillah wallahu akbar. So when you get there, you discover that iron trap pierced the body of that animal to the level that the blood comes out, then that animal is halal for you. But in the case whereby you get there, the animal is still breathing, it's still panting. That means the instrument only eats it. It will have the ruling of what? Of an-natiha or mawkuda. So if you allow the animal to die on that instrument, then that animal is what? It's unlawful for you to eat. It's haram. You can't eat it. All this, you must get all these bases. Then, another base is that in case you send your animal to slaughter, to hunt, some hours, the animal, your dog does not bring anything back. The next thing for you is to trace. When you trace your dog, you discover that you find your dog plus another dog while the hunted animal is dead. Pierced. Are you going to eat it? Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, no, because you don't know whether it's your dog that killed that hunted animal or another dog. If it's your dog, you mention Allah's name. If it's not your dog, you don't mention Allah's name on the other dog, so you can't eat it. It is this principle of this when we meet, when we don't know that who has killed this animal, who has hunted this animal, is it our dog or somebody else's dog? It is the same principle that the scholars will use to justify that the frozen chicken that we have in our environment, if we don't know where this frozen chicken is being exported, we must not eat it. We must not. Because you can't even say whether it's from a Christian, a Jew, or a Muslim. In that case, it is haram for you to eat it. It's the same thing when you travel to your village and somebody presented to you the hunted animal. You ask the person, if the person is a Muslim, because our hunters do not have the knowledge on how to do that according to Islamic precepts. They don't have. So you have to ask, Afa, how did you kill it? I use my dog. Did you mention last name of your dog? Yes. You ask. You don't just give because that bush animal is like this. That you like it. You want to use it to eat amala. No, that is not. So now you will not be eating haram. As we said at the beginning, that eating haram, eating unlawful foods, unlawful drink, or taking unlawful drink will prevent your supplication from being answered by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah may reject our devotions if we are not conscious of what we eat, of what we drink. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept the little that we just passed across. May He continue to increase us in knowledge and provide us with lawful means of eating and drinking. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. I didn't